Okay, so we covered a bunch of stuff in the first 10 of these. Modes of the major scale, the ascending melodic minor scale, and briefly the diminished. Really, I just scratched the surface of that stuff. I'm going to digress a lot of times, come back to things. Today, I just want to come at it from a different angle, which is everything I was talking about before came from the theory of music sort of things. It was like, here's the major scale, here's where we find it. This time I want to look at taking it from the guitar first, and then making exercises using what we know already to put the exercises into some sort of harmonic context. So I'm going to use this sweep picking thing as an example. Now, it's something that it's really hard to do. I've been trying for a little while. I'm a bit better at it than what I used to be. I've been trawling around the internet and seeing how people teach it. The thing that disturbs me sometimes is that some people will show you just where to put your fingers, and it'll be there's no real harmonic context for it. So I just want to break this down into, if you're starting sweep picking, just check me out, I'm not that good at it, but in its simplest form, it's dragging the pick across two strings, in this case the G and B, and turning around and raking the pick up against. So it's one motion. Looks easy enough. It's really hard. But the first thing I want to do is, I'd like to give all left-hand fingers something to do quite often. So if I played one finger per fret, if I did this, actually I'll start on the second fret just to make it easier. A on the second fret of the G string, D third fret B string, E fifth fret B string, and B fourth fret G string. So I've just got this little pattern. I'm just going to go. The first exercise I'll do, I'll just grab my metronome, is play that in eighth note triplets, and let's see what tempo we got. That's a 54, see what that sounds like. So once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One and a two and a three and a four and a eighth note triplets. I always like to use the distorted sound on this because it shows up all the hand noise. So basically what you're trying to do is have no extra sounds. So to that little fragment there, it would be, those notes are contained within the C major scale, so you could use that in some sort of C major context. If you're in it's also, if you're looking at those notes in relation to D flat, you've got the sharp 5, flat 9, sharp 9, and 7th. So you could use that pattern over a D flat 7, D minor, all those notes are in the D minor scale. E flat, a bit more problematic. I'm not sure if there's you've got, in relation to E flat, you've got the sharp 11, major 7, flat 9, major 7 very rarely go together. I'll forget about E flat for now. E, well, that would work easily over an E minor or an E suspended. If we're in F major 7, sharp 11, that would work there. F sharp, G flat, more like a D over F sharp, application, straight D major, G. Once again, these notes are all in G major. A flat, harder again because you've got that flat 9, but you've got sharp 11, sharp 5. Yeah, I'd leave A flat alone for all practical purposes for now. Back to A minor. So just those 4 notes, there's a lot of things you can do with them, and you saw I just arranged them in triplets then. Okay, the other thing with sweep picking, of course, is people like to do a hammer-on pull-off to save them having to change direction so fast. So, for example, here's a exercise I do going from a B flat minor triad, 3rd fret G string, 2nd fret B string, 1st fret E string, and hammer onto the minor 7 at the top of the little finger, and then pull off to the minor 7 at the bottom. So it's just a very simple pattern in which you don't have to change your right hand direction so quickly, because the hammer on fills up the space. So I could count it 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... Sounds easy enough. I break that up and put in a E flat minor as well. So that would be the root, 3rd, minor 3rd, 5th, minor 7th of B flat minor. We already know what that is. And then just keep that B flat on the bottom, and this way I'm going 5th of E flat minor, tonic of E flat minor, minor 3rd, and hammer on. That would be an 11th in relation to E flat minor. So suddenly you get this. And it just feels a little weird. Gives this finger here is traditionally the weakest, so I try and give it as much to do as possible. And if I started that with the click, play that a little faster, 59. Well, actually, it would be 8th notes. You've just got to experiment around with your metronome. So either make it faster or slower. I could take that down to, so that's 42 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Careful to try and use this right hand to mute all the other strings, and once again all the keys. I can probably play that a little faster. Let's see. It's always about finding that point that is just comfortable. You want to feel secure in these, and then just bump up the tempo a little bit. Some people find practice boring. I think it's more like a meditation sometimes. You know, if you get that thing that feels secure, it does feel good. And I mean, this one, if I play that any faster, I know I'm going to get some left hand sort of pain. So I stay in the as many times, and when it starts to hurt, I just stop, shake it out, and go to the next key. Okay, so you can go down. When you get up to here, normally I find that it's harder to play the tempos. I normally slow it down, probably 10 clicks. Yeah, see the extra noises, so you've got to pay more attention up here. The other thing is when you get up here, you realise that other things suggest themselves. You can stretch more. So what was the thing I came up with? for me, I can get up there. Suddenly I've still got that 2-finger sweep, but now I can do a stretch from here to here and practice some hammer-on pull-offs. There's my sweep there, and the same pull-off hammer-on. So that sounds like it's in 3 time. So probably and normally what I try and do is okay, well that's C sharp minor, so I know that I want to be able to do these in all keys. So how am I going to do this? The lowest one would have to be D minor, so that's that sort of stretch. Virtually impossible for me, but I'll sort of... Yeah, that's almost impossible, but most of these keys, it'll work okay. So that would be, you know, it's just a little C sharp minor 7 lick up here. If I was in F sharp minor. So that's that. It's just that's a 2-string sweep. Of course, you can do, well, if you're a 3-string thing that I like to do is just a D flat triad there, D flat, A flat, F to E flat minor. So that uses all the fingers as well. Three-string sweep. And the other thing people do is position changes. So I've just figured this out. And then do it down. And make them circular, just keep, get it secure, then start using the click, and then just run them up and down at whatever tempo's comfortable. Now here we get to the thing where I can play that faster than I can think it, but the key for me is you've got to recognize what these things are. On a keyboard it's a lot easier to differentiate between a D flat major triad and a D major triad. They feel different under your hands, and they are different, and when you're navigating through chord changes, you've got to do this thing that I'm not sure if everybody agrees with me, but I sort of describe it as like an eye of the needle thing, where you go through this whole process of thinking the name of every note, thinking you know, the relationships and the triads, and you just got to do it and do it until you don't have to anymore. And that might not sound like it makes any sense, but it's a matter of recognizing that D flat triad as what it is, an entity, and then this E flat minor triad is a whole different entity, and then D major is something else again, E minor is something else again, E flat major is something else again, F minor, E major, F sharp minor. So the whole time I'm playing that, I'm thinking what that is, which might sound like a waste of time, but when you start to getting to dealing with chord changes and playing honestly over them instead of just doing patterns, you have to, I think you have to know these things, or you basically get a sense of them after a while. They're all different. They're all I'll start up here. C sharp minor. I'm just thinking that's a C sharp minor, B, C minor, B flat, B minor, A, first inversion A, B flat, minor, A flat. They've all got their own personalities. A minor, G, A flat minor, G flat, G minor, F, and so you've got this sort of one major chord to two minor chord, which is very common progression. So that's sort of how I approach that thing. When you get to a four-string sweep, I just add I'm still on the major triad, and just because it's comfortable for the guitar, that's an E flat triad, and then it's just comfortable for me to put that B flat fifth again. So okay, what you can do when you get to five strings is the third of D flat, is inside out picking. So end up there on this side of the A string, bring the pick down onto the D string again, and then you can do the same thing with this E flat minor chord. So that's practicing your inside out picking. And also that finger roll between these two notes here comes up all the time. So all these technical things present themselves, and once again I encourage everybody to make up their own exercises. Just find something simple that's easier to do, and then using what you know, just expand it slowly outwards, so you're always doing something you can do, but pushing your limits a little bit. And of course you can get to the six string sweep, and that's how I voice that. So that's about as fast as I can do that, which is, according to most people, is pretty slow, but you want to get that feeling of painting across the strings. And if you do your hammer-ons, normally you can do this faster. So with the direction changes and no hammer-ons, you can do each one up and down, or you can go down with one and up with the other. Or the other way. Sometimes it feels like some weirdness in these fingers. So just isolate what feels weird, slow it down. Once again, enough for today, I think.